Okay, so if you were here a million years ago when I got 100,000 subscribers, I roasted myself. And now I'm doing the same thing for 200K. Thank you guys for that. We're not technically at 200K. I don't know when the hell it's actually going to happen. Anyway, my recent bad NBA takes. Honestly, my first one is the Lowry Markkanen trade from like 2 weeks ago because I didn't think about it at all. And my initial reaction was like, they're going to try Mobley, Markkanen, and Jared Allen in the starting lineup. I no longer believe that, and I'm kind of embarrassed that that's immediately where my brain went to. I assume now one of Mobley or Markkanen is going to come off the bench. I'm not confident as to which one it is. Jared Allen's going to be your starting center. Mobley's going to play some center as well. Markkanen's going to be the four a lot of the time for the shooting and all that. My other one is when I was pretty dismissive of people questioning Zion being ranked as high as he was at one point, like number 19 in the league or something. And I just got too caught up in the efficiency and the inside scoring. I mean, he's amazing at that stuff, no doubt, but he's obviously not a complete player. And when you start to approach that area, you just got to round out other parts of your game besides being a dominant force inside. And for him, it's mainly defense. And in fact, at the time, I might have even been crazy enough to believe Zion was already borderline like the 12th best player in the league or something. Another one that I've got is after the bubble, when the Sixers lost in round one and Embiid, he averaged like 22, 23 points a game or whatever. I said just kind of real quick, but I said that I thought Jason Tatum was better than Embiid. And then Embiid was like, no, I'm actually going to be an MVP candidate the next season, whereas Jason Tatum, still very good, but obviously that comparison is dead. I remember after Jimmy Butler had an insane game in the finals, which I believe pushed the series to a game 6 against the Lakers, I said Jimmy was a top 10 player. Now you look at it, it's tough. Like the top 11 is pretty set in stone, and Jimmy is not there. I don't think he's super far away from it, but he's certainly not there. Speaking of Jimmy, I also went too far against him once, where I once questioned if Tobias Harris was better than Jimmy. I saw 20 points per game on Tobias. It was his best season at that point. The Sixers just traded for him, and I questioned who was better. That was obviously wrong the whole time. That was a little bit ago now at this point. Of course, Ben Simmons. I mean, amongst all of the random Ben Simmons trades that I would see throughout the last couple years, I mean, I was like, guys, stop trying to trade Ben Simmons. He's great. There was one time where I was even like, if the Bulls basically trade all of their young players for Ben Simmons, I think they get better. And I'm pretty sure I included Zach LaVine in that, which also leads into I was wrong about Zach LaVine. I have mentioned that one a few times at this point. The Porzingis trade, you can go back and watch the video on that, and I just pretty much roast the hell out of the Knicks, and that one trade has done so much for the Knicks. I mean, they used the cap space to get Julius Randle. They also used it to get Morris. They traded Morris for a pick that became quickly, and we see how the Porzingis thing is going in Dallas. Shout out to Ntilikina getting another chance with the Mavs. My next one is I still think about my instant reaction to the Jazz losing Game 6 to the Clippers, you know, the million Terrence Mann open threes. And that was a disaster for the Jazz, no doubt. But I just think I put too much blame on Gobert. I think I got too caught up in the Twitter hate Gobert thing. It's like, dude, if Donovan Mitchell or Royce O'Neal or Jordan Clarkson or Joe Ingles or Bogdanovich or whoever gets beat at the top of the key, and then Gobert slides over so Reggie Jackson doesn't get a wide open layup, and then Terrence Mann gets a three, how's that Gobert's fault? Now, if you want to do the whole he's not good enough on offense versus smaller guys, yeah, I get all that stuff. Another one is just Atlanta in general. I never really entertained the idea of the Hawks getting as far as they got, mainly against Philly. I thought that was going to be either a sweep or 5 games. Similar things for the Suns. To bring up Dallas again, I did a pretty critical video of them sort of at the beginning of last regular season, and then as they were climbing out of it and they just had their team healthy and they just started making more threes and stuff, I just kind of never mentioned them again until they got to round 1 against the Clippers. Speaking of round 1, I entertained the idea that the Heat could beat the Bucks after that close Game 1. And then I learned after Game 2, nope, no reason to believe that at all. This one is a few years old at this point, but whenever I talk about how awesome Jaylen Brown is, just know that I never thought he could be this good, or at least this quickly. I was way too scared of him just not being able to create offense for himself. I know I've mentioned this one a few times, but I'll just say it again here. when I said the Rockets should not try tanking after they traded Harden, because I thought it'd be too difficult to do, but it's like that was the point of the trade, was for them to tank, you know? Like if by me saying they shouldn't do that, like that didn't make any sense. And I don't know if I've got anything else. Maybe that sometimes the Bleacher Report articles, I leave some loose ends with my exact rankings of guys, but I try not to get too lost in the sauce on those videos for the sake of time. So yeah, man, I'm sure there's other bad takes, I just can't think of them all right now. So that's that. Again, thank you guys for 200K and just supporting, whether it's watching occasionally, watching all the time. So yeah.